All right. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our morning training. And without delay, today we are going to start right away. Welcome, everybody, and happy to have you here. I want to respect different leaders on the call. I want to respect different top leaders on the call. And I believe today it will be a welcome, amazing training. All right. So without delay, I want to respect the presence of leader OBM V5 from Nigeria, leader Preshi V4 from South Africa, Mr. Mbirusi Perito V3 from Uganda, Mr. Kojo, one of our great leaders from that side of Ghana. Happy to see you, leader Comfort. Happy to see you, cryptologist. Happy to see you, Dr. Brenda from Dubai. Happy to see you, iPhone. Happy to see you, Joshua. Happy to see you, Joy. Happy to see you, leader KK. That side of Nigeria. Happy to see you, leader Liz from Tanzania. Happy to see you, M China. Happy to see you, leader Monica, leader Noso. Happy to see you, Rosel. Happy to see you, Emmanuel. Happy to see you, Vision Boss. I hope this is Mission Vision. All right, happy to see you. Happy to see you, Wealthy Queen. Happy to see you, leader Moni Monsi. Happy to see you. All right, happy to see you. Happy to see you, leader. And now people are now many. Now I'm confused. Where did I stop? Now people are many. All right, okay. All right. Happy to see you. Happy to see you, leader Mosh. All right. Okay. Now, yesterday I was on a Zoom, and like there's so many people who have been using the Royalq application. I was suffering, right? I was suffering like other people. And one of the challenge I was suffering from is you pick up a coin on a cycle, like we are going to discuss. And now, remember, we need to get back to understanding how the robot works, all right? So that's where I'm going to start from. How does the robot buy in an upward trend, and how does the robot buy in a downward trend? As simple as that. That's what I want to share before maybe I go to the cycle trading. So how does the robot buy in an upward trend, and how does the robot buy in a cycle trade? So yesterday I was listening to Leader Mosh, and he really explained something that that was so much good and sweet that I liked. So I will share with you. All right, so let's get back to how the robot buys. All right, just 1 minute, then I share my screen. All right, okay, just 1 minute, then I can share my screen. Okay, I want to congratulate our team in Indonesia, and those that want to be part of us every Thursday, Team Indonesia will be having a special Zoom. They will be having a special Zoom they'll be having a special Zoom. If you are from Indonesia, or if you have people in Indonesia, our Indonesian team, they will be having a special Zoom every Thursday, because we have a new exchanger in Indonesia known as Indodax. So we are launching this Thursday, that is tomorrow, 8 p.m. Indonesian time. We are launching our first Zoom call. We are launching Indodax Royalq application usage in Indonesia. And this will be on Zoom, 8 p.m. Indonesian time. And so if you are coming from Indonesia, we want to inform you we are going to be starting a Zoom call at that time. I also want to inform those that speak Luganda language, those that speak Luganda language from Uganda. We are about to inform you about our launch of our local language Zoom call, So if you have people who want to understand their robot in our local language, we want to preciously tell you that we are going to be launching our local language Zoom call also, to be able to facilitate the percentage of people that belong to that area. All right, so I want to just share the working principles and why was this phenomenon shared by our leader very, very important to our people to understand how to keep their trades. All right. Okay, so I'll use pictures that I took when I first got started in the business, right? I used to take pictures when I first got involved in the business. So I'm gonna use those pictures today to explain my point. All right, so let me share my screen and then I explain what I learned yesterday. All right, okay, so I'm gonna make it more light. All right, so that it becomes visible. All right, welcome, good morning, good afternoon. Today, we are talking about cycle trading, all right? I've learned the cycle trading personally from Leader Moshi's training. And as I do, I learn from others and then share. I don't have any secret. I joined Royalq with zero knowledge about cryptocurrency. I joined Royalq when I was novice about cryptocurrency, and I've been learning from other people and teaching. So your responsibility is to learn and teach, learn and teach, learn and teach. All right, let's get into the working principles of Royalq. Now, the strategy used is an upgraded version of the martingale strategy, the replenishment during the declining market. Now, if you open your Royalq application, like we are going to see, there is a replenishment button. Okay, let me first go to then the Royalq so that I create sense to what I'm talking about. All right, I'll use this. I'll use this trade that is on floating loss. Okay, beautiful. All right. Now, the first step we shall do is to understand that you can open margin calls, like I'll say, for specific coins, but I want to talk about replenishment. We can be able to replenish. The word replenish means buying. The word replenish means buying. We can be able to buy more crypto when the market is going down. We can either use margin calls. I want to repeat my statement. We can either use margin calls or we can replenish manually in our Royalq application. And so if we want to do that replenishment, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do that replenishment, ladies and gentlemen, we need to understand that we need to just have money. So you tap on buy, you tap on market price, then you put in the amount of money you want to replenish with. Usually, if you are suffering with floating loss and you have good capital and you are sure that this coin is going to bounce up, what you do, you look at the money you have. I want you to see these different icons on your phone. There is what you call position amount, average price, position quantity, current price, and position profit and loss. This one here. So what do you do, ladies and gentlemen? You tap on market price. Usually make sure you either put in the exact position amount, you double it or triple it. For example, if I put in $102, I move my floating loss by half. I move from negative average price of 19.90 to 17.17. But if I put in like $500, ladies and gentlemen, I move my floating loss, like I'm sure BTCST, this coin, I move it from 19.90 to 15.77. What if I bring up here $1,000? Now, you see that basically, I moved my floating loss from negative 24 to negative 2%. So basically and purely, if you don't want to do opening up of margin calls and use the martingale strategy, because it's the only one that can move the average price closer to the current price, it must be martingale. If it is not martingale, it is rare for the average price to move closer to the current price if it's not using the martingale strategy. Now, the martingale strategy is that ability that the multiple buy-in ratio keeps on increasing as the market is going down. Now, this takes us to the working principle of the robot. How does the Royalq robot work? Ladies and gentlemen, the Royalq robot uses an upgraded version of the martingale strategy, a replenishment during a declining market. What do I mean by replenishment during a declining market? I mean that as the market is going down, the robot keeps on buying. Now, during this principle, when the market is going down, the robot increases the position through post-multiple investment method. When we talk about post-multiple investment method, is the averaging principle that reduces the average holding cost and increases the number of coins you get, and it makes it rebound to make profit and exit the position. Ladies and gentlemen, most of us, this is not our trading strategy. It's not our trading strategy. And the reason why it's not our trading strategy is because most of us don't have enough capital to do this. When the market is having a downward trend, this is a downward trend, ladies and gentlemen. When the market is having a downward trend, you find that your robot buys here and your margin call drop, maybe your multiple buying ratio is 1. The robot buys the second time here, your margin call drop is 1. This will just buy you more coins, but it will not move the average price closer to the current price. I just want to find out whether people are understanding me so that you don't blame Royalq. You understand that the reason why things are not moving your way is because you don't have enough capital. I don't know if someone will understand me. I just want to make sure that the challenge is not Royalq. The challenge is you not having enough capital. That's why your previous purchase cannot move closer to the average price. For example, let me get back here again, because the challenge is that people are trying to blame Royalq. But there are 2 things you need to blame yourself. 1, poor money management. 2, not having enough capital. These are the 2 things that you will suffer from. If you don't manage your money right and you don't have enough capital, your trading will not be very swift and sweet. But we are also going to look at a solution of that. If you don't have enough capital, could you have consistent repeated profits with your little capital? The answer is yes. So now, if you're having floating loss and you have good capital, imagine if I drop here, let me say $3,000, you would see that, ladies and gentlemen, I move from my average price of $19. So instead of me using the margin calls, I'm personally and purely involved in manually replenishing. And you see that I move from the current price of -19, ladies and gentlemen, and I move my average price now to 15. And the current price is $15. I move it 15.2, meaning once this coin moves up a little bit, my robot will sell and I will be out of floating loss. Are we together? Are we together? Those that have good capital are happy. Those that don't have are now getting annoyed. But you should not. Nobody is here to blame. As simple as that. So you either open up the margin calls or you do manual replenishment and move your average price closer to the current price. I don't know whether my point is very, very clear. That should be one of the approaches you decide to use. Now, if you don't have enough capital and you want to trade on a cycle, please avoid trading high volatile coins. coins that pump up, like if BTCST, where it is right now, maybe it has already made 3%. Those that took my 3%, it has already delivered. But if you don't have enough capital and you want to trade on a cycle, please run away from pumping coins. But today, I will come up with an idea, all right? Okay, so let me get back here to the working principle. Now, the working principle that I shared, that is during the downward trend. Now, it's up to you. It is up to you. If you want to use the martingale strategy to trade, you can still be very, very successful. And how do you do that? Before I go very much into these other stuffs here, how do you do that? All right? How you do that, you come on mine, then come on my strategy setting here. And you tap on the plus. Okay, let me delete one from this. Let me see which one I would delete. Let me delete this one. I can also delete this one. I can also delete this one. All right, let me create. Now, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Without you having any experience in trading, by the way, without you having any experience in trading, you can pick up a trade, okay? You can pick up a trade, but as long as, look at the risk type here. If this is the risk type here, if you look at the martingales, the margin call configuration of the 7 margin calls given, if you look at the margin call drops, that's where the main subject is here. Because this remains the same. This is the martingale. It keeps on doubling the previous purchase up to the 7th call. Because when they were building Royalq, they made a statement I'll never forget. I read it when I started the business, that once Royalq was double testing its application since 2017, they double tested the application. They said, if you have free money, I want you to go through the advertisements of Royalq itself. It says, if you have free money, around $10,000 or above, but their principle, like I will show you, it was $100,000. I'm going to show you that table. Royalq looked at if someone has around $100,000, they could make good profit every month without having experience in trading. But the big challenge is that most of us, when we join the business, we don't have enough capital. So if someone is following this strategy here, either steady that uses, because the strategies are 3, there is steady, there is conservative, and there is radical. It means this one uses your capital faster, this one preserves it, and this is in between. It is in between conservative and radical, there is steady. So the martingale strategy, how the robot uses your capital in buying, that is the only difference with those strategies. So if you have your good capital and you pick a trade and follow the strategies, you don't need to be an expert. The robot will deliver. Why? Because it will be always moving the average price closer to the current price on every purchase. It moves it closer on every purchase. It moves closer on every purchase. It moves close on every purchase. Now, someone may be getting annoyed. But why do you focus on those that have good capital? Yes, like I've said, I'll talk about those that have the money, and I also come to people like me, this side, who don't have too much capital. We need to balance the boat. Now, you can choose, if you have your money, you can choose where do you want to conserve your capital. The robot will have huge margin calls and it will take longer to buy. You see the difference, huge margin calls. And if you say no, I don't want to conserve, I want to use my capital in a radical format, the margin calls will be shorter and the robot will be buying much more faster. If you decide to use steady, the robot will be in between conservative and radical. But this is purely martingale. This is the only way the average price can move closer to the current price whenever the robot keeps on buying. Now, that is the principle that I'm trying to talk about in this picture here. In a downward trend, it buys, it buys, it buys. Now you see that the ability for the robot to sell, it doesn't go back where it entered from here. From here, it sells here. It's on the average. And you can only get the average by using the martingale strategy. I hope my point is very clear. Now, let's get a clear picture again on how the robot works in the upward trend. Now, I know very, very soon, in the near future, we are about to enter the upward trend. And during this season of the upward trend, like most of you have experience with coins like those that are trading BTC on a cycle, those that are high risk takers, you have decided to pick up this coin on a cycle, you find that your robot buys, it sells, it buys, it sells. During this time, you're excited. It buys, it sells, it buys, it sells, it buys, it sells. Then it buys on the top. And immediately it has bought. Now the market goes down. Now, all this time you were excited. All these areas you were excited. All these areas you were excited. You were happy. You were making everybody know that you are making profit. But now things turn berserk. The robot buys on the top, and now the market goes down. Now, this keeps you in floating loss for a very longer time. We need also to understand, if you have got me that point clearly, we need also to understand that once we put our trading on a cycle, the robot will come selling. Maybe it sells the 6th call, maybe it sells the 8th call, the 5th call. But when the market bounces on the 4th call, the robot sells all this at once. Now, the challenge is, once it sells at once, it buys again on top. Now, I don't know if people are understanding me. I might be speaking Latin and other languages people don't understand. If you still understand me, give me some thumbs up. I'm worried of speaking Latin language. I'm tired. I might be here when I'm speaking a language people don't understand. It's like I'm entering heaven, and by the time I come back, people are confused and they hit me on the head. So I want to confirm whether okay. Now, let me share. Now, the beauty is those that are trading those volatile coins. Now, what you need to do is that, for example, let me go to this one of mine that is floating. For example, if I decide to open up margin calls with this trade, if I decide to open up margin calls for this trade, right? Let me give an example. Let me put here, edit. Let me put here, let me say 5 margin calls. If I open up margin calls, 5, right? And I edit them according to my capital that I have. For example, how do I use the martingale strategy with little capital, right? So I will open up my margin calls. Let me say I want my robot, the first buy to be 2.5, and I make this 1. Then I come here, I say once the market maybe goes down again by 2.5, that is 5%, I put a 2. Now this is martingale. I'm increasing my buys by 2 just because I have little capital. I don't know that someone is understanding me. Then I say when the market falls by 3.5, right? From here, I put a 4. Then I come on this call, I say once the market now falls 4.5, then here I put an 8 or a 6, depending on the capital I want to use. Now, I add up this 4 plus this, that is 4 plus 3, it is 7, that is 8 plus 5. So 8 plus 5 is closer to, that is 13. So it is 13%. Now, from where I have entered this particular coin that I'm opening up margin calls, this coin will go 13% deep. So let's get into the calculator. Okay. Now if you don't know, you just need to apply some simple mathematics. Let me say I enter BTCST at $19. All right. And I say that I want my robot to keep buying and selling 13% deep. It means that my robot will keep buying until this coin gets at $16.53. Like I usually say, before you open up margin calls, before you enter the trade, maybe you have entered the trade, you want to set up your margin calls. The first question you need to ask yourself, how deep do I want to go with this particular trade? And that's a very important entry point. That's where I want to emphasize. Before you go to the major coins, you need to trade on a cycle. If you are trading these other volatile coins and you find yourself, you need to say that maybe BTCST is at $20. How deep do I want to go with this particular coin? You say 30% deep until this coin gets at $14. If this is practically okay with you, then you go and set your margin calls up to $14. And you set your margin call drops, these ones, 30% deep. As simple as that. I hope that is home. Now, after I usually just open up the 50 margin call as a by the way. If the market goes above the 4 margin calls, if it doesn't bounce back, that is just my by the way, me personally. I confirm this up. Now, there is an interesting area. And this interesting area is the highest first price that I learned yesterday. The highest first price. Now, what does this mean? The robot will buy up to the 4th call. And let me take an example. The market bounces here and it sells all this up at this take profit that I was able to put here, 5%, this one here. So after selling 5%, because it is on a cycle, the robot will want to buy again. But what I will do, ladies and gentlemen, just a minute, I beg for a minute. All right, sorry, I'm very sorry. I usually don't love to do this, but I rarely receive calls from my previous workplace. So when I saw one, I was worried that maybe something's happening. Okay, you are not sharing your screen. I'm going to share again, don't worry. I'm going to break this down for people who are new in the business. I'm going to start afresh. Now, this goes, remember now, look at this. These are the margin calls, the number of times you want your robot to buy for you automatically, which we call the replenishment. This is your whole position take profit. This is your whole position callback. Now, I also want to tell you, if you are dealing with a pumping coin, I also learned this yesterday. If you are dealing with a pumping coin like BTCST, if it is pumping, and maybe your take profit is 4%, and you want to make the whole percentage on how much it will pump, the most important thing you can do is to work on your callback. I hope I don't forget where I'd stop. You work on your callback. Remember, this is how the robot works. The robot buys here. Let me say put in $1,000. It waits for the market to rise by 5%. And for it to sell, it will consider the callback. So it will wait for the market to fall down by 4% so that it can sell and give you 5% take profit. If the market doesn't drop down by 4%, the robot will not sell. That's why some people put a 0 here. That's why some people put a 0 here. But if I put 0.5 here, or if I put 3 here, 0.5, what does that mean? This means that once my robot buys with $1,000 and the market rises by 5%, the robot will only sell if the market tries to fall down by 0.57%. If I realize that this coin is pumping, what do? I don't fumble with the take profit. Why? This robot is artificially intelligent. If it discovers that this market is pumping perfectly, what you need to increase, even if here there is 2%, by the way, even if here there is 2%, even if there is 2%, and the robot senses that the market is pumping, you can even make 100% as long as the market doesn't fall back by 0.5%. So what you do, you just increase your whole position take profit callback. So if this was 5%, I can put 3% here. Ladies and gentlemen, you will be surprised that the market will go 10%, the market will go 90%, and the robot will only sell. The robot will only sell if the market falls down by 3%. And as it is pumping, I will enjoy my 90%. And if the market falls by 3%, now my robot will give me 87%. But my take profit was 5%. I'm going to explain the other one, but I just want to make sure if you have understood that one. If you have understood that one, I learned yesterday from Leader Mosh. Right. So if you have understood that one, give me some thumbs up. If you tell me to repeat, I repeat. You are trading a coin that is pumping. Huh? No thumbs up. No one is understanding. God, come and rescue people here. I don't want to call the Holy Spirit now. I don't want to call the Holy Spirit. There is something wrong in this Zoom today. Nobody is understanding. Am I speaking a special language? Oh my God. Please, please come and rescue my people. Okay. Oh. Hey. Oh. Now, let me come back. I'm going to go to the cycle trade strategy. Let's focus here. Look at this. You enter with your $500. Remember, if you are trading either a cycle or one short, but that one I'm going there, it's my last training. What I'm saying, you enter with your $500. The market rises. You said your take profit will be 5%. Even if you have 5 margin calls, even if you have 1 margin call, it doesn't matter. But the 4 margin calls are in one shot. The 4 margin calls are in one shot. So if the market runs through those 4 margin calls and it bounces back, ladies and gentlemen, and it rises by 5%, the robot will only sell depending on the whole position callback profit. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this is that I might forget, and in the near future, we start the bull run. Now, once we start the bull run, you might miss out on a pumping coin, yet your trick was just increase your whole position take profit ratio. Now, the market starts ding, the rises by 5%, the robot will see, is the market trying to fall down by 3%? If it is not, and it still has momentum, even if this coin goes 2,300%, 2,300%, and this market is not falling down by 3%, the robot will not sell. So if this coin goes down by 3% now, you will make 297% as your take profit. That's why some people, for them, they put a 0. It means that you strictly need 5%. You strictly need 5%. But also the beauty about putting a 0 is, sometimes once the robot doesn't hit the 5%, the robot will sell. It's also a benefit. But if you find that you are trading a pumping coin, you don't need to struggle with the take profit, put 50% here or 60, no. You can even put 3%. And here you put 2%. Now, someone, you cannot put 5% here and put 10% here. Once you try to save it, you will refuse. Because you cannot say that once the market rises by 5%, the robot should sell once the market goes down by 10%. It means you are instructing the robot to sell at a loss. It will not. So make sure you put a reasonable, you maybe put 3 or 4, and the coin will pump. You'll take your profit. Now let's get back to this area. If you are trading on a cycle and your robot sells the last 4 margin calls, the challenge is it will buy up here and you enter yourself into a floating loss when the market comes down. What do you need to do? You come here on the highest first price and you are trying to instruct your robot that after you have sold everything, let me say this coin goes up to $40 like last time it did. You say, no, my robot will buy again when this coin comes back to where it came from at $15. Then you put 15 here. Ladies and gentlemen, the robot will sell everything and it will pause this trade until it gets back to $15. That's when it will buy again. And it will continue its series, buys, sells, buys.
Leader Julius, we can't hear you again. We can't hear you again as Leader Julius. Network kicked him out, I think. Let's hold on. Let's wait for a while. Going to join back later. It's going to join back soon. Pending the time, Leader Julius joined us back. Somebody asked a question that how do I identify a pumped coin? You don't need anybody to tell you that this coin is a pump coin. Let's assume that you put 5% on your take profit and you put 2% on callback, for instance, and that particular coin is now doing something like a 8-9%. Is not yet closed. The market is not reversing, meaning that coin is pumping. Can you just increase your callback? Or let's say you set 5% and the coin is doing 10%. So before it's going to retrace back and call back and close the trade for you, then you are going to increase your callback to like 5%. So it's going to be delaying the trade, not to close faster, and it keep pumping. When it goes to like plus 10%, wow, you can increase your callback to 10%. So you're going to be following it like that. Don't forget that your callback is trailing your profits. It's trailing it. So that's why they call it trailing take profits. Is the Leader Julius back? Wow. What happened? Maybe his phone off. All right. So that, by the way, and I think he's trying to explain one particular place on the app. He's trying to explain the highest. Let me quickly see if I can. Okay, if I can share my screen from here. Okay. Please let me know if he's back. Let me know if he's back. Okay. All right. So let me share my screen right away. All right. He was trying to explain this section, this particular place. So that's the area you plan to explain after this place. So, hold on, please, 1 minute, please. Okay. All right. So the highest first price simply means that, remember, he showed us a diagram of the uptrend market when the market is bullishing. Let's say BTC is around 21,000 now. So BTC will go to, let's say BTC is by evening time, and tomorrow now it has reached around 30,000, for instance. All your trade is selling. You are happy. Wow. If you could, at that point in time, if you don't set this place, you can later end up in big floating loss. But if you can want to do yourself a favor, then come to this place when you discover that all your margin call, let's say you set like a 20 margin call drop, and all your 20 margin call drop, has been bought and is now selling now, and all your 20 is sold. If you leave the robot like that without setting this place, it's going to buy another market for you at the rate of 30,000 BTC. You can see that it has bought at the very high side of market. So, but when you come to this place now, and say, okay, I want to set when BTC comes back to, is Mr. Julius back?
Continue, Leader Mosh. Continue, sir.
No, I'm not going to continue, sir. I'm not going to continue.
Continue. Come back, please. You were saying the same point, please. I will just please continue. I beg.
Okay. All right. So like Leader Julius showed us the other time. So you have, you are selling, everything is selling for you. You are happy. You are, wow, bullish market and all that. But if you fail to come and put a particular price that you want the robot to buy again for you. It's going to buy at the very high side of market. You know, you have entered when BTC is around 21,000, or even though let's say you have entered when it was 30,000 before. Now market has dipped down to 21,000. So all the 20 margin calls drop that you have set, Robert has bought it, and now market is moving back to 30,000. Wow. You meaning that all your 20 margin call drop, margin call that you have set, you know, everything will definitely sold. So when everything is being sold, then it's your responsibility to come to this place and say, okay, as the market is going, when BTC hits 30,000, there will definitely be a kind of retracement. It's going to drop back to like 17,000. Okay, let me just put 18,000 here. So the moment you put 18,000, when your robots sell all your 20 margin call finish, it's not going to buy another Bitcoin for you at the rate of $30,000. It's going to neutralize your trade. It will be on neutral level. You see where you used to see your floating loss everywhere, instead of seeing red or blue, you are not going to see red, you're not going to see blue. You're going to see it as green, and to be waiting until when price come back to this your buy limit. It's like setting buy limit for your cycle strategy. So when markets eat, if it may take 2 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, even 1 month. Anytime market eats this 18,000, that's when it's going to buy back for you. So I just use this 18,000 as an example. So it depends on how you want it. Why the second one here is you can choose one of the two. So you can decide not to choose the price, and you can choose percentage. Some people are good at percentage. You can say, okay, when so percentage eats, it's going to drop in another so percentage. Don't stress yourself. Just put that percentage here. When all your cycle things that are bought, sold, is going to pick it again. But the only disadvantage is this: if you are setting a new trade and you give it these settings, it's not good. It's not advisable, because if you set 20 dips and you set this immediately after that your settings, the moment is the first buying amount sold, is not going to buy another one again until the percentage you put here or the price you put here is reached. So that's why it's not advisable to set it at the beginning of your trade. It is always advisable to set it when all your dips has been bought, except only if you want to use it for your one shots. You know, if you want to trade your one shot simultaneously, you can put it there so that if it's one shot and sell, then it will be working like, you know, auto preset or auto buy limit for you on a one shot. Thank you.
Wow. Well, Sam. Thank you so much, Didamosh. Didamosh is one of the guys that only trade on the cycle. I don't know if I'm right. He's one of the people that only trade on cycle, and he basically loves the cycle so much. He has built the whole of his team around the cycle basis. He's the founder of Plan B. It's one of the biggest companies in Nigeria. So if you are in Nigeria, you can locate him. He has a very good strategy, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Thank you so much, sir. I hope the point has reached home. Now, let's get to people who have little capital. Before we start our cycle trade, we need to focus on our goal. And the goal is not to chase profit. Most of the people chase profit. But if you decide to go in for a cycle trade and your capital is as follows: $1, $200, $500, $1,000, $2,000. All right, let me end there. Okay, but we can still continue. I want to take you through the amazing magic of Royalq. Now, when I sat down and looked at, there's so many strategies outside there for a cycle, I found one sweet strategy from Leader Mosh. And this strategy are the $200 setting and the $500 setting. So we're going to look at that and how we can use them to be able to make profit. The first thing we need to look at, ladies and gentlemen, or the first precaution we need to look at is, one, there are only 3 coins you will trade on that policy. I need to make myself very, very clear. You trade other coins, God be with you. So what are those coins? Basically, I believe those that are trading Ethereum, you are going to enjoy your season, because as we are coming online, I saw that Binance, starting on the 26th of this month, has put a free trade into the exchange if someone is trading Ethereum stroke BUSD. So this means more people are going to open up trades of Ethereum, which basically and purely increases more users. And you know, more people that use a coin, the more ability for us to profit. Now, there are coins you can trade. One is Ethereum. Another one is BNB. And another one is BTC. Now, let me give my personal reasons without technical analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the previous analysis that was done, I think I need to share facts. I don't want to share assumptions. Let me go to my Telegram. I usually recommended this to you so that you can feed yourself with information. Just go to your Telegram and find a group called Crypto Crunch app, the Crypto Crunch app. And here, they usually release news that is happening into the crypto space, just basics. Now let us look at what is happening into coins that are mostly used, all right? Coins that are mostly be used, okay? So that you can choose if you want to trade more than the 3, okay? But basically, if we go in a little analysis, Ethereum has the more usage in the market. It is used by so many people that are developing what you call dApps, decentralized applications. So you can trade Ethereum. I don't know why it is slow. You can trade Ethereum because it has more usage. You can trade BNB because it has more usage. And you can trade BTC because it has more dominance. What do I mean? It means that, ladies and gentlemen, more people, when someone wants to enter cryptocurrency, most of the people say, I want to buy Bitcoin. It doesn't matter how much. And we find that over 160 people or different wallet addresses all over the world are holding. So it is important for you, you can trade these 3. And the other simple principle is, if you look at on the weekly time frame, these 3 coins don't go between 50 to 80%. So these coins are suitable for a cycle trade. Others that I don't know why it is very slow, that you can look at is Polkadot. Polkadot has also, in the recent survey that was done, it is the second in the usage, one of the coins that I use, and another one is KSM. These 2 are also used, but I would not recommend them for now. I will still keep recommending 3. But if you have too much money and you are looking for more coins you can trade, I usually say you can think about coins that have more usage in the market. I don't know why it is slow, but I'll end it at there. Now, if we are going to look at BNB, if we are going to look at BTC, if we are going to look at Ethereum on a cycle, what is our first approach? The $200 settings that I'm going to show you have a margin call drop of 53% dip. The $200 settings that I'm going to show you have a margin call drop of 53% dip. Now, what should you start in your mind? The first step, come on quantitative. Now look for, let me say BNB. What is the current price of BNB? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. So the current price of BNB, it is 295.3. Now go to your calculator. 295.3 minus 53%. Ladies and gentlemen, the $200 settings will still be applicable until BNB gets at $138. Let's go to another coin. so that I make this more easy. We look for another coin, and that is Ethereum. This is the first step you need to consider before you pick up a trade. The price of Ethereum now is at $1,627. Okay, 28. You come here and say $1,628 minus 53% dip. These trade settings will still be applicable until Ethereum gets at $765. Ladies and gentlemen, you must be saying yes to this, because this is when your trade will get stuck. The reason why I share this is for us to differentiate between being in floating loss and making money and having a stuck trade. Let me explain. I'll use my own to deliver the message. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a stuck trade. What do I mean by a stuck trade? It doesn't have any active margin call. It is not buying. It is not selling. It is a stuck trade. It means with this type of a trading, maybe my trading strategy is saying until the current price gets above the average price, it's when my robot will sell. Hello, if you are still together, give me some thumbs up. Because unless you understand that, don't enter yourself into the cycle. Unless your mind perceives that my trade will get stuck when Ethereum gets at $765. Unless my BNB will get stuck at $138, and you are okay, it is personal, you are okay. What do you mean, Julius, by saying you're okay? You are fine until the coin gets at that price. Please don't enter the market. Because there must be a difference between a stuck trade and a trade trading on floating loss giving you money. Most of you are busy complaining on our groups about floating loss. You are having stuck trades. You're not having trades on floating loss that are giving you money. Now, the other challenge is that most of you are complaining about floating loss. I'm not experienced in trading. I'm not a market analyst. But no one should deceive you that they are very good at analyzing the market and they can never have floating loss. Let me make my point clear. Even if someone gives you a signal, even if someone is very good at analyzing the market will definitely at one time go against them and they will have floating loss. Let me repeat my statement very clearly. There is no one, even if you are very good at analyzing the market, even if you are a technical analyzer behind a technical analyzer, inside a technical analyzer, even if you have a company with 100 people on the computer and they all come up with the same idea, the market will always go against anyone in the whole world. Even if they experienced in crypto for the last 100 years, even if they tell you, because some of you people are robbing you money for nothing. Someone comes to your inbox, tells you, me, I'm an expert. I have experience. I've been in these markets for the last 10 years. You never go in floating loss. You will enter floating loss no matter how good they are at the market. I hope my point is clear. So, don't expose all your money into your trades. Please have reserve. I don't know how I can express this. Please, I beg you, with good spirit, don't believe people. Don't believe anyone. And put all your money. This signal was sent by Julius. I have 500, all of it. My friend. Hey, I will be in the corner here on my own robot. Don't believe anyone. I hope I've shared it. No one should complain. You enter floating loss, putting in all your money and giving reasons that I got the signal from this guy. It is said he is a crypto analyst. You will die. Even if it is me who has sent the signal. Even if you go and watch those videos I've given, ladies and gentlemen, and you analyze the market very well, you draw your lines very well, you see it is going to happen. Like yesterday, we were arguing on one group, and I told people putting in your money is deadly. They argued. Few minutes later, BTCST, after moving up only by 1%, it went down. But the analysis was okay. So never put all your money into your trade. I hope that one is clear. Now let's get back to the topic because we are about to come to the end. Calculator. Now, this is how amazing Royalq is. Now, in my mind, I'm okay until Ethereum gets at $765. I'm okay. Now, I have a capital of, let me say, $2,000. I can use $200 settings for my $2,000. How? I will say, let me now go into my Royalq. Now, where are the settings? Where are the settings? Now, my goal is to become a passive, a cycle trader very soon, and I will stop suffering. I'm about to start. Now, these are the settings, all right? It is $200 settings. You're going to be, I know most of you are going to be amazed on how much money you can make. The margin calls are 18. I said they cater for 53% dip. So I'm okay until Ethereum gets to 765. It is fine. Now, someone may say, but that is very far. Nobody knows how deep Ethereum can go, and nobody knows how high Ethereum can go. Nobody. Because the ability for Ethereum to go up and low is controlled by demand and supply. Who of the analysts that you are listening to controls the demand and supply of Ethereum? So that's why I don't want you to believe anyone. So if in your mind, on your personal conception, you're okay until Ethereum gets here, because here it will be a stack trade. The robot will not be buying and it will not be selling. Now, the whole position take profit ratio, I have put 1.3. The whole position take profit ratio. Now, someone may say, Julius, why 1.3? I can even lower it down to 1.1. The reason of a cycle is this, is to allow your robot give you little profits repeatedly. I don't know if I am making sense. The reason is to allow your robot give you little profits repeatedly. But this whole warehouse mode, this one, is catering from margin call number 1 to margin call number 4. Now, let's go to the callback. Now, the callback here, you have two options. You can put something like 0.1 or any other figure, or you can put 0. But when you put 0, it means that you have not given your robot an option. What do you mean by an option? An option is that if the market has the power to go 50%, for you will miss out on this. %50. So what you need to do, you can say you put 0, especially you can say you put 0, it is fine, or you can put 0.1. Now let's go to the margin call configuration. Now the margin call, here it is 1% up to the 11th call, 1% up to the 11th call. From the 12th call to the 18th call, 66%, and it adds up a total of 53%. Now, let's get into the multiple buying ratio. This is the minimum, 0.67, which is 10.05. How do we come to that? Remember, to get how much the robot puts in, the multiple buying ratio, we multiply this by the first buying amount, which is 15. Now let's see. If we go to our calculator, so 15 times 0.67, it gives us 10.5. Now, if I have a capital and I'm okay until BTC Ethereum gets at $7,065, I'll say, let me increase my first buying amount. Now, I want to show you the potential power of a cycle. Without you having experience in trading, without you knowing anything about Royalq, and you are making huge profit because you have huge capital. People with little capital, we suffer because we don't have enough money. Let's go. If the first buying amount is $500, someone told me they can trade in their exchanger. You can never have what I'm going to show you. $500 times 0.67, it gives me $335. It means that whenever the robot goes into the market, it invests $335. Now, if I get this, I multiply it by the number of margin calls that are 18, it means I need a capital of 6,030. This that I've got plus the first buying amount is $500. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a capital of 6,530 strictly for Ethereum. Now, let's get into the mathematics a bit smarter. 500 times 0.67 gives me this. It means that whenever the robot gets into the market, it invests $335. So if it goes like that, and my take profit in the sub positions, like I will show you, is 1.3 times 0.013. It means that whenever my robot buys $335, once the market falls by 1%, and the market rises by 0.3, my robot sells. Ladies and gentlemen, when the market has good momentum, the robot can do this a minimum of 10 times in a day. And with your $6,000, you have $43 non-sweated for. What if the robot buys and sells 335 times 0.013, that is 1.3%, in a good season? Only 35 times. With your $6,000, you have 600, you have $152, zero worked for money. Now, if you have ever thought about financial freedom, if you have ever thought about having a business that has the power to automatically work for you, Cycle is here for you as long as you are willing to have enough capital to trade. Now there, I was just showing you $6,000. $6,000. Now, what if you decided to trade BTC? You decided to trade Ethereum? You decided to trade BNB? And each one you have $6,000. This time was 3 a day is $457. And it is only $6,500 times 3, which is only less than $20,000. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look for a business all over there in the world that has the power to give you a return of $445 in a day. Let me go minimum. Maybe some people think, Julius, you over-exaggerate. 500 times 0.67, that is $33, okay? All right, okay? No, $500. Oh, that one was 5,000. I think, times 0.67. Yes. No. Hey, this is too much. Eh? Let me look for those that have good money. This one. So the robot invests in this whenever it gets in, okay? How much they take profit? 0.013. Hey! Hey, Now, what if the robot buys and sells? It sells 10 times in a day. What about 35 times in a day? Hey! My God. How much capital? 5,000 times 0.67. This times the number of margin calls, which are 18. This is good money, but I can manage this one. I can work hard and achieve it. This one plus 5,000. 65. If I trade 300, if I trade 3 coins, that is what the OBM has achieved in the last 1 year. So 1 year I can work hard. Now less because he's giving us his tricks. Now this one is my capital. And every day I sleep with $4,000 a day. Let's go minimal. All right, let's go minimal.
We're not seeing. Hello, sir. We're not seeing your screen.
Okay, let me come back and share again. Do you see my screen now, sir?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Now let's start afresh. If you have $200 as your settings, okay, let me go people with little capital so that they don't hunt me down. If your first buying amount is 15 and times 0.67, you'll be investing $10. If the robot buys and sells, this times your take profit, which is 1.3% all through, which is 0.13, you'll be making this. Now, if the robot buys and sells 10 times a day, you have $1.3 a day. Now, people, you might undermine this 1.3 with your $200. If this happens 15 times in a week, in a month, 15 days only, halfway, right? Halfway, the market is not so good. Halfway, it means that where you had invested $200, you have $19.5. That's why we say you can make 10% of your capital. I hope that is clear. Now, if you have $200, don't complain when you make $19 a month because you are trading on a cycle. So if you are trading with $600 in a month and your goal is only 10%, which is achievable, or 5%, then times 3, you have $57 from your $600 on a cycle. Here you are not doing anything. You just pick the 3 coins, go home and sleep. Before I go to too much capital, I hope my training is simple. People are fearing. So that's how I have lowered down the money. Simple. You sleep like a baby. You don't touch your robot. You don't analyze the market. You will be in floating loss, but you will be making money comfortably. No heartbeat, no pressure. I don't know that people are understanding. And it works. No heartbeat, no pressure, no market analysis. You don't care what people say in the market. You will be making your profit comfortably with your $200 settings. You don't need to know anything. Hey, okay. We need big money to intimidate poverty. Okay, let me show you what happens when you look in the future. Now, first and foremost, I'm okay until Ethereum gets at this price. That one we handled already. Now, if I raise my first buying amount to, let me go first with $500. Let me start with $200. Your first buying amount, $200 times 0.67, which is the multiple buying ratio. It gives us $134. Now, $134 times the number of margin calls, which are 18, it means you need a capital of $2,412 to trade Ethereum only, for example. Now, how much profit will you make? Let's go. 134 times your take profit from the fifth column below, which is 0.013, you'll be making $1.7. If the robot sells 10 times in a day, because we don't control the movement of the market, but since these coins have high ability to be used, they are used as many times as possible in a day, times 10 sales, you'll make $17. If you can make $17, let me say 15 days in a month, not every day was good, 15 days in a month, you'll have $261 in a month with a capital of $2,000. Now, I wonder how someone leaves this simple formula and goes and joins a return on investment that is paying them 1.8 per day, where you get your $7,000 after 1 year, because I'm just using 15 days. If this happens in a full year, let us look at 12 months. Ladies and gentlemen, if you had invested in only 12 months, you're not doing anything, you'll have $3,135.6. That's why we say, instead of you keeping the money in the bank and it's not growing, bring your money in Royalq. You will be in floating loss, but you'll be making money. Now I want to listen to questions because I've made my points very clear. You will be in floating loss, but you will need to be making money. Leader, what about 1,000? Okay, let me show you. You have a capital of $1,000. Let's take our first buying amount to be, let me say, but it can't reach 50. Let me make it 30. 30 times 0.67, it is $20. 20 times the number of margin calls, which are 18, it is this. Oh, still good to go, because this plus the $30, you are still good to go, right? Let me go 75. 75 times 0.67, it is $50. 50 times 18, it is 904. All right, so let me go $76 times 0.67, which is 50.92. This times the number of margin calls, which are 18, which is this, plus $76. All right, okay, I think this is normal. So I'll use 76 as the first buying amount. 76 times 0.67, it is $50. Whenever the robot will be going into the market, it will be putting in $50. Now 50 times 0.013, it is 0.6. Whenever the robot will be buying and selling, you'll be making 0.6. Now, the robot can buy and sell depending on the momentum of the market, because these coins have high usability. You'll be making $6. $6. I've used minimum 10 times, but the robot can buy and sell 35 times in a day, and you make $23 without you touching your phone, blinking an eye. That's why I get puzzled when people say Royalq doesn't work. It's you with the problem. 10 times, $6. So let us multiply 15 days in a month. It is $99. Let us get this $99 in a year. You'll have made a profit of $191. Can the bank give you that money? No, but may I use the minimum? I used only 15 days, but let us go to a bigger percentage. Let us go to a bigger percentage. 76 times 0.67. You're using $1,000, $50, 50 times 0.013, which is 1.3. This one, what if the robot buys and sells 35 times in a day, which is $23? $23. Let us multiply this by, let me say, 20 days in a month. That is 463. Let us go this time, your full year subscription. Where you had put 1,000, you'll have 5,560. The other $10, 10 days, the market is bad. Which business can do that? Which business? I hope I'm done. Now, let me finish up with this, and then I listen to your questions. Now, if you are trading on a cycle, like our great leader said, and your robot has bought and sold from the last call it bought, and it has sold all these. Okay. Now, here when it comes to the high price, first preset price, because you can look at your last call where the market where the trade last bought, and maybe if you are not what do they call themselves? These that analyze the market, then you can put the price here. Maybe I drop Ethereum to $500. Now, the only disadvantage you will face, like Leader Mosh said, is that if the robot buys and sells all these calls here that you see, ladies and gentlemen, you will find that it will not buy again now until the market will fall down to this price here. So these are margin call settings for $200. We have already shown you those ones for $500. So you can make a choice. Those ones are already onto our Telegram group, and make a decision to start your trade. So if you have already set up your strategy, like mine is saved up here, you don't waste time. You come on quantitative, you look for Ethereum. Okay, so it has already, by the way, that's why I said it can deliver even more than that. Tap on trade settings, tap on edit, choose strategy, and you tap on your $200 settings. It will jump up in automatically, save it up and confirm, and then tap start. And basically the trade will start and you trade comfortably. I usually advise, as I come to the end, if you are a one-shot trader, I usually advise, come and, if you have good capital, trade Ethereum, BNB or BTC on a cycle, these ones, plus your remaining other capital, you can use it to the one shot so that you can be mixing. You never miss profit every day, because these will be trading on a cycle and you'll have this other capital you're using maybe for the signals being dropped in the group. And if you use both the cycle and the one shot, you will tremendously keep making money comfortably. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. And since I have Leader Mosh here, maybe he has one or two things to add for us. You're welcome, Leader Mosh. Then you can invite for me Leader OBM this morning.
Oh, Mr. Julius, you have done justice to almost everything. Because our time is fast spent, I won't say anything again for today. Maybe next class, let's invite Mr. Leader OBM. Thank you. You're welcome. You are doing a great job.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good Thank you, Leader Much Money, for yesterday's great presentation. And Leader Commander, as usual, you have given us a very good topic today. And you know, people like me, you are making person like me that's not a trader to actually know how to trade. You know, I've been following. Despite where I am, I'm still learning. You know, I don't know why people, whatever your age or whatever your status, you should still be learning. The day you stop learning, that's when you start dying. Now, I was checking yesterday. Yesterday, I was checking my Facebook history, and I saw this what we did 6 years ago. You know, like we always say, what we are telling you not to do, you know, is what we have done in the past. You see this. That was when I started a project, they call it Intensity then. You know, when all these CEOs will come to Nigeria here or to Africa here to take our Bitcoin and give us shitcoins. This day we are buying packages, you know, and look at what when we are actually living in fool's paradise, but you don't know. You understand? When we tell you we are once young and stupid or foolish, but we didn't know that we are foolish then. So if you are here, you are still, you know, you are still maybe at this stage, you are still living a fool's paradise. You know, they are taking your Bitcoin or USDT and you are giving you shit coins. You know, this is where we were 6 years ago. But right now, you see us, you know, with real dollars. You know, when we are talking real dollars, this is real dollars that you can make every day, and you can withdraw it instantly to your Binance and straight to your maybe your Ugandan shillings or your South African rand or Nigerian naira. This is where we are today. You can make this money and actually withdraw it. You know, withdrawable. You see, every day you make $3 and you withdraw them. This is not shit coins. So if you are here today, like I met one of my somebody in my team, and the leader just abandoned them. He was now coming to my inbox to say, you are not posting your group. I checked, we are not in any group in common. People still like abandoning the people. You want them to react you, and you left them and went to do shitcoins. When God gave you something beautiful, you are not utilizing it well. So if you are here today, please, what we are doing is what we are preaching to you. Stop going to the wrong way. When God has shown you something like Royalq, like I will say again, this is what we have done in the past. We have made mistakes in the past, but now we show the truth. Royalq is the truth. So I want you to be serious, whether you are an old member here or you are new here. If you are new here, just start immediately. Royalq we are looking for. That time for that, and I actually promised up to our prayer. So let's see, productive as usual for it to on a productive day. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you so much. I see one hand here. Please, Royalq.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, the hostee and co-hostee, for this meeting. We understanding and we continue to learn this setting for our capitals. Thank you, Mr. Julius Kabanda. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
All right, thank you so much. My brother comes from Tanzania. I think he is very good in that side of Swahili, but he's good to go. Yes, I see another question here. Yes, Lamidi, please drop your question.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to appreciate you for the wonderful job you are doing with your team. Please, I'm one of the users, and I've been in floating loss for a while. But I'm impressed with what I'm hearing. I was also on the call yesterday night, and I learned a lot. I just want to find out. I want to put this into practice. But my question is that, am I going to still leave this in sub-beam mode for the cycle trade that you have just analyzed?
Exactly. It must be in the sub-mid mode real-time settlement.
Oh, okay, fine. So that's the clarification I want to get. Thank you very much.
And thank you too. Yes, Leader Sheila.
Yes, good morning. Can you hear me?
Very loud and clear.
Okay, I wanted to find out. Thank you very much for the highest set price. You know that I can't remember the exact name, but if you are trading on a cycle and you have sold like most of the margin calls, and you don't want your robot to rebuy at the high price there, you said that we can go and put the price we want. I mean, I can determine what I want, but I want to know, do I wait until like I've got a coin on 13 margin calls? Those 13 margin calls have been bought, but because it has gone lower than what I expected, it's now starting to rise. I'm trading GMT. Now, what I want to find out is, do I wait until I've sold from 13 to 5? And then when I'm left with 4, then I can do the highest price and put what I want.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, like Leader Mosh said, and I will just add on, is that once you look at this area, I hope you see it, the high first price, all right? For example, if Ethereum is at $1,600, right, like it is, and I put here $500, okay? If this market is pumping, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it sells all these, you get what I mean? It sells all these now. It will not buy again until the coin now will drop up to $500 price, until the price of 500. You get what I mean?
Yes.
So it has an advantage and it has a disadvantage, but you may say you focus on the advantage. So the advantage of pricing at start is that once your robot will sell, it will wait to buy until the coin gets back down to this price. Now, this is so good for people who are trading these coins, these other coins that you are trading that are high volatile. You want to turn them into a one shot, all right? For example, if I'm trading BTCST or GMT, those coins we're talking about, all right? I say, okay, what was the last purchase of my robot before the market went up, all right? So I put it here. It means that my robot will not buy again until the price drops to this.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you too. All right, there is a question here. Let me listen to Oteng. Yes, Leader Oteng.
Hello, thank you, Leader. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
My question comes to where you've just been talking about the 53% drop on the price of either of the 3 coins you talked about. I did not get exactly what you said you should use the residual amount for. Should I wait for the coin to take that price or what? I did not get that properly, my leader.
Could you repeat the question?
like you said, we have, let's say we are looking at the current price of Ethereum. You said it was around 1.6. Then I minus the 53%. So that net figure, what do I use it for? The 765.
You don't use it
Is
for
it what
anything.
I have to wait?
You don't use it for anything. It gives you a picture of when will your robot stop buying. All right.
Thank you. I thought you'd miss
margin calls end, because if that thing doesn't work with your mind, your trade will get stuck. All right, because there are so many people with stuck trades that are no longer buying or selling. You got what I mean? It means that when they were entering these particular coins on a cycle, they did not picture their end in mind. You got what I mean? So you need to have the end in mind. I'm entering Ethereum. I'm using $200 settings, but when will my trade stop? So that is what you need to have in mind. Okay. Someone has a question here. My question goes, if I have a capital of 1,000, is it better to trade only one coin than trading 3 coins? Okay, it still gets back to you, but me, I will show you, you make your own decision. If you have, sorry for that. If you have $1,000, I would say if you were going to trade on a cycle, I would say you trade 2 coins and each coin $500, but it still gets back to you. You might say, I'm gonna pick 3 coins, each $200, because if you go in a simple mathematics, you saw how much you can make. So 2 times 3, that is $200, that is 600. Let us get into the picture. If your first buy amount will remain 15, 15 times 0.67, which is 10.5, this times 0.013, your take profit throughout. If the robot buys and sells, minimum I say I will use 10 times, that is $1.3 in a day, times 3, which will give you $3 in your 3 coins. Then, if you are active, you can go and take your $400 into the one short trading. But what if I use $200 settings and I apply $500 capital? All right, so each coin I'll use $500, but I'm going to use $200 settings because I'm okay with the end in mind of this particular coin. What do I mean? For example, Ethereum is $1,600 minus 53% dip. I'm okay until Ethereum gets at this price. This is an example. I'm not saying this is the cost of Ethereum. So before you enter the cycle, look at the current price of the coin. Now, I will say, I'll raise my first buying amount. Let me go to 30. Let me use $45. 45 times 0.67, it gives me 30.15 times the number of margin calls, which are 18, it gives me 542. So this is more than my capital. 25 times 0.67, it gives me $16.75. This times the number of margin calls, which are 18, it is 300 plus my first buying amount, which is 25. So I still have more capital. All right, let me go 35. 35 times 0.67. That's how you play with your times the number of margin calls, which are 18. This one plus first buying amount is 35, which is this. Okay, I can go for 38. 38 times 0.67. That times the number of margin calls, which are 18, this one plus 38. So I'm good to go. So my first buying amount will be $38 times 0.67, which is 25. So 25, sir, times 0.013, it is 0.3. If the robot buys and sells 10 times in a day minimum, that will be $3. So $3 times 2 if I'm trading 2 coins, and maybe I'm trading BNB and Ethereum. BNB and Ethereum. I'm trading those 2. Maybe I'm trading Ethereum and BTC. Times 2, I'll have my $6 comfortably. I don't know whether it's okay with you now. Okay. Another question here. Yes, Sheila, I see your hand is still up.
Oh, sorry, it was for the last time. Sorry. I needed to put my hand down. Thank you.
All right. Okay, yes, Benfon.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Morning. Good morning.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm even joining late. But I have one question that I wanted to ask you. Yes, what if you have a coin that you have been trading, you are on floating loss?
Yes.
And also, is there something, if you change the money, you convert the money in your exchange to USD, is this going to affect that trade? Is it going to affect the trade?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right.
Let's say, for example, I have.
Okay. Now, personally speaking, I do not recommend the converting of the money in your exchanger. All right. Yeah, because of the following. Okay.
Yeah.
One, sometimes you might convert your money. Let me say you are trading, maybe people are excited in the groups. People are happy about, let me say, BTCST or Wi-Fi or Ant or any coin that is pumping, and you get excited. All right.
Yeah.
You pick your money from Ethereum and you take it to Ant. Now, in your mindset, you are saying Ant is going to win. All right.
Yeah, sure.
You enter Ant goes in floating loss. Now, you want to return the money now back to Ethereum, because now Ethereum that was going down is now moving up. Got what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember, Royalq doesn't lose its position. Now, in your fumbling, you remove the money from this coin, return it back to this one. Now, this one sells. Once it sells, you pay gas fees, but definitely you don't have the profit. I don't know whether you understand me. If you have experienced it, you will see it.
Yeah.
So because of that, that's why I stay. If you're already trading a coin that is on floating loss, all right, you have 2 options. One, if this coin is pumping, all right, because every coin has a time when it's doing well. What you do manual replenishment if you have money. If you don't have money, get that coin that is in floating low. All right. Open margin calls and allow it to buy and sell in the sub-mid mode real-time settlement according to the money that you have.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 strategies. But like I've explained in my statements, there is a difference between being on floating loss and having a stack trade. I want you to understand that very well. Being on floating loss and having a stack trade, and being on floating loss making money, 2 are different things. I don't know that you understand those 2 statements.
Yeah, I'm getting you very well.
So if, for example, let me use my Royalq. I want to show you this. I hope from here I will be investing money. Now look, do you see this trade? You see this trade? I go to my trading view. I just want to show you how it has been performing, just to give you a clear example. This trade, you get what I mean? like other trades that people have on floating loss. Let me look for it here. No matter how it is, but it has been delivering profit. Let me just be fast. Let me show you BTC, ST, okay, USDT. All right, let's check fast, sharp. All right. All right, okay. Now I'm just going to widen for you here. I will use the green candle of everybody, not to complicate anything. Now let me say, do you see this trade here? It moved from there and it delivered how much? 5%. You see that?
Yeah.
It is down. Like I usually say, the coin is down, but it is making profit down the line. I don't know if you understand me. So that is what Royalq can do for you if you open cycles on a trade that is on floating loss. If you have money, you open margin calls. If you have 5, increase them to 20, make 20. Go and open margin calls. As you open your margin calls, there is only one thing you need to maintain. Let me get there. On any coin you are trading, one, if I have one margin call and I enter floating loss, I'll open this to 20, all right? Now my margin calls will open up. Here. If I don't know the physics for here, I can just come here and I say, do I want my trade settings to be steady? Let me just show you this because I showed it already. Do I want my settings to be steady type? Steady means the robot is using not my capital too much and not too little and not too much, all right? So I can use steady, or I can use conservative, where I'm saying the robot should be preserving my capital. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Or I can say radical, where I'm saying the robot should be massively using my capital. It happens here on the margin call configuration. You get me?
Yeah, I'm getting.
Now, where I can play from is just here, because this must be moving with my capital. All right?
Yeah.
If I'm trading a one-shot strategy, I want to make sure that my average price is moving closer to my current price. But if my capital doesn't assist that, I will just open up margin calls so that my robot can keep buying and selling until the market will bounce back. You get the difference?
Yes.
I say I don't have the money to pull the average price closer to the current price using the martingale strategy, this one, all right? That keeps on doubling the previous purchase. But I want my robot to keep buying and selling until this coin will come back. So what do? I decrease my margin call drop. Okay, there is no perfect formula I can say. Once the market falls by 1.5, here I say, let me increase it to 1.8, because I want my robot to be buying faster. I don't know if you understand me.
Yeah, I'm good.
And after setting up these 20 margin calls, I will add them up and I see how much percentage do they add up to. So if they're adding up to 20%, I'll go to the current price of this coin. Let me say this coin is at $15. Then I say this one minus 20% gives me how much until this coin will get at $20. Because if you don't calculate the percentage, still you can set your settings. Then the coin goes deeper than what you thought. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It goes below $12. So what do? You need to be smart enough and say, I'm okay when I set 30%. So if it is at 15 minus 30% dip until this coin gets at $10, then you say, okay, I'm okay until it gets here. So now from the time it moves from 15 to 10, it will be buying and selling. It buys, it sells, it buys, it sells, it buys, it sells, until the market will bounce up and sells everything at once. That's the difference between a stack trade and a trade on floating loss, still giving you money. In the same way, you need to make sure that as you pick up these trades you want to pick up, as you open up these trades on margin calls, you make sure you are using according to the capital you are remained with. That's why I say, if you are trading one short, don't believe anyone who tells you to put all your money into a trade. Like maybe you watch a video that says $500 and you put all your $500 into one short. Ask yourself, what is 20% of 500 times 0.2? It is 100. Now, you can put your first buying amount to be $100 and you set up one margin call, all right? So if the robot sells well and good, if it doesn't sell, now you are going to come. For example, look at this coin I have here. My capital is there. I'm just stubborn, but I'm going to do manual replenishment. Look at this coin. Me, I don't trade blindly. You see, I put in my $100. I was just teaching to put it on cycle, but it's going to be on one shot. You see, I have my $100, right? I'm going to come here, tap on buy, market price. And if I want to drop in, let me say $300, you see how I'm going to break down my floating loss? You see how I'm going to break down my floating loss? From 19 to 16. Down. Yeah, so as people will be saying, we are not making money, me, I will post profit. You get where the difference comes from. So it is important for me not to expose. Even I have more than this. I can even go $400. You see how I bring the current price closer. So as this coin just moves up a little bit, I'm out of business. And that's what people don't understand. They put all their money. Now the market goes berserk. They have nothing they can do about it. Especially those trading one shot. Why do people happen to do this? It's because people spend most of their time comparing results. Someone might be lucky to use $400. I don't know why people don't understand this. Someone might be lucky to use $400 to enter a particular coin and the coin doesn't go against him. It is luck. You put in all your $500, the market goes against you and you don't have any other fund to help you get out of that situation. So those are bad manners of trading. I hope you're okay.
Yeah, sure. I really get it.
Yeah, there's another question
another
here.
one thing I want to ask. Okay. Yes, another one thing I want to ask, because like I got one coin here, Ethereum. Yesterday I put it on that cycle. I think I used the same strategy that you showed there, because the coin was already on floating loss. Yes, the coin was buying, but at a certain moment, I think the coin it was going up. The percentages were changing. So I thought when it sells, he have to buy it back again, right?
Once you put the coin on one shot, all right?
No, yeah.
Was it on one shot? Was it on a cycle? Was it on one shot? It was on a cycle. I can't hear you. Is it on a one shot? It was on a cycle.
On one shot before I changed it to cycle.
It was on a cycle. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's my head. What was
Hello?
Was it on one shot or on cycle?
At first, it was on one shot. When I wanted
One
to
shot.
open margin calls for it, then I put it on cycle.
So once you put on one shot, even if you open margin calls, the robot will buy, but after selling, it will not buy again.
Because even since then, he has not yet shown me that he has sold.
Then be patient.
Okay. I thought maybe I did something that was wrong, but because it bought 2 times.
Yeah, it can buy, it will sell at the right time. Put it on one shot if that is your interest.
No, it's on cycle. It was first of all on one shot. Before I changed it to cycle, I put it on cycle.
Yes, remember, we don't control the market. So just be patient. It will buy and it will sell.
Oh.
If it is not selling, then you need to check the difference between the margin call drops, all right? Because the robot just listens to the instructions you provide. Just check your percentage. If they are 20, 30, it means it will take long to buy. If they are short at 0.2, 1, 2, it will, you understand what I'm saying? It will buy faster. But as we are into the bearish market, I usually advise people to have longer margin call drops so that during the bull run, that's when you need shorter margin call drops so that you don't finish up your capital. Okay.
One cannot learn everything.
Sure. It takes some time. Can you show me the distributed profit allocation?
1 month.
All right. Okay, I hope you're okay. Let me go to this one, then we can be able to call it a day. All right, so let's get in here. Distributed take profit allocation is the same. Mine is throughout 1.3. All the 18 margin calls.
And I have this 1.3 on that coin that I was telling you. That's where I said.
Your voice is not very clear.
I said that coin I said open margin cost same on this percentage on 1.3.
Okay. Now 3 things must happen when you open up a margin call. You need to change your strategy mode. Make sure your strategy mode is in the sub-mid mode your time settlement. This is important.
That is where I put it.
All right, now just be patient.
Mine is okay.
Nothing to worry, just be patient if it's there. Good morning. You said you'll show us examples for those who are trading with large capital and their results today. Just a reminder, they are not willing to show their capital. They are money, so they're not willing. They keep their things private. So I also don't need to force them because I need them. I need them more than anybody else. So I don't want to go against their will. Last question and we call it a day. We are past on the time. Yes, Wealth Queen.
Good morning, my leader. Thank you. Please, I have my question on the chat. My voice, I don't know if you can look at the one on the chat.
Which chart, please, when you do manual replenishment, to bring the average price and the current price without closing the trade, which call drop? I don't understand. Without closing the trade, on which call drop will the new amount work if it is on a cycle, and how can you take? It's a little bit confusing. You want to bring the current price closer to the average price closer to the current price when you're on a cycle.
Okay, what I'm saying is you're trying to do a manual replenishment on this. I don't know, is it manual replenishment? Is it on a one-shot trade or on a cycle now? If it's on a cycle and you don't have sufficient capital, but you've been able to reduce your percentage, is it going to wait to sell on the first 4 margin call, or will it drop onto the amount you just added? Will it work on any of the margin calls, or it will wait until when the trade is closing before it sells?
It will not work on any margin calls.
Okay.
It will be a direct investment in the market. It will be just pulling the average price closer to the current price. Remember, if you are very keen with your margin calls, every margin call has its own take profit percentage or take profit. It has its own take profit, especially from the 5th call down the line. Now, if you do manual replenishment, you are moving just the average price closer to the current price. That's what you are doing only. So once the market will be bouncing from call number 1 to call number 4, it will be taking that average. It will be working from the first call to the 4th call. I don't know that you understand it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, with the martingale strategies, does it work when you reduce the first buying amount to lower after the trade picks up? Says I don't understand this.
For instance, now you pick a particular trade and you use your first buy amount, say 100, and then the trade starts. Sometimes because of you're trying to manage your money, you go back and you reduce your first buy to maybe 20%. Will it still work on the martingale strategy?
Martingale strategy has no issues as long as you change the first buying amount. Now, the question will be, what is martingale? Martingale is that ability to keep doubling the previous purchase. All right. But remember, if you keep your first buying amount as it was, that's when the martingale becomes perfect. For example, if you had put your first buying amount $100, all right, and the robot goes into the market times 2, it means it will be putting in $200. You know what I mean? It will be doubling my first purchase. It means that it will be bringing the average price closer to the current price. Now, it will be 200, then the next call is times 4. So 4 times 100 is $400. It means it will be doubling the previous purchase. So if you put $20, it will be doubling the $20, but it will be hard to move the average price closer to the current price. Why? Because it's not doubling the quantity of coins being bought to create a bigger average. It is just trying to increase. I don't know if you understand me, but you will.
Yes, I understand.
So basically, martingale strategy works sweet and nice if someone has capital. You understand?
Absolutely.
By the way, I sat down one day and I said, if someone has the capital for Royalq, you don't need even to understand anything. You just keep it to 7 margin calls, and you will be making money either in bearish or bullish. I need to tell you fact, ladies and gentlemen. If you have your money, go and calculate those margin calls there. Press them there. Go and sleep. Pick any trade that comes your way. You don't even need to solicit. Go and pick coins in general. Basically, Royalq, when it comes to capital, it is profitable. That is the main thing I can say. But that's why we come up with all these strategies to make sure that even those with little capital can keep making money.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I hope everybody is okay. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. So today we are looking at passive trading. You can set up your $200 setting, $500 settings, and basically enjoy your money. God bless you. Have a nice day till we catch up in the evening. And I wish you all the best. Say bye from